Okay, here is the recording for lesson 4.04. And please open your Social 07A course in your online school. And you can go to right here, October 26th, lesson 4.04, something to write about. If you click on that, that'll take you right to the lesson. Okay, here's the directions. And there are class slides, so we can open these up if you want to go through those and take a look. And as you can see, they open up in another tab here. And with those, you can download this if you want. So if you want to do this word search, you can. So it is Wednesday, October 26th. Don't forget to go and do some exercising. Get your books out. What does the term pharaoh mean? Think about that. We're going to review lesson 4.02 and then take a look at today's lesson. And talking about hieroglyphics. Have you heard that term before? And how they were discovered, okay? And we'll take a look at the ancient writing. So if you are in section 2, don't forget to attend all of your classes. And if you're in section 1, I hopefully you've attended all of your classes today. So what does the term pharaoh mean? Think about it. Think about it for a moment. And from yesterday, if you had done the questions, there were 6 questions. And pharaoh means palace or great house. And so they revered their god king so much that they thought it was disrespectful to speak about him directly. So they would just use the word pharaoh when they were talking about the ruler. All right. And the pharaoh was the head of the government, the army, the chief priest, and they thought that he was the god Horus. They built the pyramids for the kings and queens and other royalty, and it was a tomb and also a home for their next life. They mummified their bodies because they thought they would use their bodies in the afterlife. And the Sphinx is a stone statue, head of a man, body of a lion. They used that to stand guard over the temples and tombs, the magnificent pyramids. And then this is how they built those pyramids, which was just an amazing feat. Now, here is a question for you. Can you answer this? How did people in Mesopotamia, so let's think back to Mesopotamia, live before city-states were formed? So think about this, okay? Did they live in urban areas? I mean, did they live in cities and did a variety of jobs? Is this before the city-states? They hunted animals and gathered berries and other wild foods. Did they live in agricultural or farming or herding, pastoral groups? Okay, farming and herding. Did they live in those groups before city-states were formed? Or they didn't farm or settle in villages? What's the best answer there? Well, city-state would be cities. So they didn't live in cities before they lived in city-states. Okay, that's the same thing. So it's eliminate A. Yeah, before city-states they hunted and gathered. And yeah, before city-states they started farming and herding. And this one says they didn't settle or farm, which we know they did. So A and D are not correct. So which one would be before city-states? Which would be the best answer? These both happened before, but this one, they started farming and herding just before they started forming city-states. So C is going to be the best answer there. And here you can see we've got hunter-gatherers, and this is during that Paleolithic age. Remember, paleo meaning old, lithic meaning stone. They constantly followed herds of animals. Okay. Then the growth of villages, this is during the Neolithic age, the agricultural revolution. They started staying in one place instead of wandering. Okay, they started farming and domesticating animals. That's that pastoral society where they were herding animals. They were more civilized. The hunter-gatherers, their lifestyle was kind of violent. Then came the birth of civilization, the beginning of cities, where they had a permanent lifestyle. They stayed in one area. They farmed and domesticated, but they didn't have to just grow their own food. They were able to do other things, divided up that labor, remember? They were able to divide up later. So here's, just some information about or just some pictures that kind of show us. Okay, get your notebooks out, write today's lesson down. I'm going to take a look at pages 107 to 109. Okay, write down 4.04, something to write about. Check your assignments. You should already be in Social 7A, okay, because you've got this opened. The lesson for the day, as I showed you, something to write about. New students, this is also in your schedule. Don't forget to keep going through these activities, okay? All right, something to write about. So read the lesson introduction and then open this Learn Ancient Egyptian Writing. And there's a hieroglyphic website. See what your name looks like in hieroglyphics. Read pages 107 to 109. There is a read aloud there. Okay, and this is actually right here. Okay, so if you click on that, that's going to open up a new tab. So type your name. So if I were to type Mrs. Bremer, that's what my name looks like. What does yours look like? Okay. There's the read aloud. So if you click on that, the read aloud will open. And then, okay, when you open the Learn Ancient Egyptian Writing right here, okay, there's 5 questions on slide 2. Answer those in your notebook. Let me see. I'm going to I'm clicking on content, right-clicking, open a new tab, because I want to keep my directions up here. But I'm going to go here into this Ancient Egyptian Writing. I'm going to find those questions. Okay, here's the questions right there. 1 through 5. How did the Egyptians use hieroglyphics? After the Egyptian civilization came to an end, and you can have these read to you as well. People eventually forgot how to read hieroglyphics. What object did French soldiers discover in 1799 that helped scholars learn how to read hieroglyphics? And then how many years passed between when the object was created and when they found it? How did it help them decipher the hieroglyphics? And if archaeologists had never discovered the Rosetta Stone, how would our knowledge of ancient Egypt be different today? So if we couldn't read hieroglyphics, how would that be different? Okay. All right. Who or what am I? So if I click here, that's going to take me to that who or what am I. Okay. So again, you can have this read to you. I'm the writing system of the ancient Egyptians. My name means sacred carving. What am I? Then check your answers. We are the people who kept the official Egyptian records. Who are we? I grow in marshes along the Nile. Okay, what is that? I unlock the mysteries of hieroglyphics. What am I? And I deciphered the hieroglyphics of ancient Egypt. Who am I? Okay, so and check your answers. Go through that, check your answers. And then open the Phoenician alphabet website. All right, let's open that. Oh, goodness. Okay. And find out about how the alphabet, our alphabet, this is the Phoenician alphabet, is our alphabet. How did that happen? Okay. And okay, here, right here. Here's the slide. So there's the introduction. Like the Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians developed a writing system. For more than 3,000 years, they carved hieroglyphics on temple walls, tombs, and monuments, but the Egyptians didn't write only on stone and clay. They invented a lightweight writing material, papyrus. Egyptian scribes, we've heard that name before, could roll the papyrus into cylinders, and soon they had libraries full of their writings. Over time, however, people forgot how to decipher the mysterious picture symbols. It wasn't until centuries later that a stone unlocked the secrets of the ancient Egyptian writing system. So go through the reading. Okay, and again, back here, there's the read aloud. And oops, here we go. There's that typewriter. Okay, there's the 5 questions. Take notes on those. Do that who or what am I? And then, so the alphabet we use today comes from the alphabet the Phoenicians developed. The Phoenicians were another group of people that lived on the Mediterranean coast of the Fertile Crescent. So see page 38 in your book. In ancient time, many modern alphabets were modeled after the Phoenician alphabet. So the Phoenicians, look at what time, 1600 BC. We're still BC, okay? So it's 2,000 years to the time of 0, and then another 1,600. The Greeks weren't until here, okay? So you can check out here's that here's that website, okay, if you want to learn more about that, if that's something that interests you. Okay, and then they also talk about numbers too. Okay. In your books, pages 38 to 39, they mention something here about the Fertile Crescent. Okay, the Fertile Crescent. So page 38, they talk about the Fertile Crescent. Okay, and this is an area where it's fertile soil, and Egypt is included in that. See how it looks like a crescent roll? Okay, so Mesopotamia, part of the Mediterranean, along the Mediterranean Sea and into Egypt, this is all considered the Fertile Crescent, very fertile soil from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers and from the Nile Delta, right? That delta area right there. Okay, so that is the lesson. After you've done the reading and answered those questions, go ahead and you can now take the quiz. Okay, so even from here, if I click from there, that will take me. It talks about the Phoenician alphabet, which we just did. Then after the Phoenician alphabet, it will open up the quiz for you, or you can just click on the quiz there. Let's see, what else? Don't forget, check your grades. You can upgrade your grades. Most quizzes, you get 3 attempts. Unit 4 vocabulary is there. So if you want to start working on some vocabulary, hieroglyphics, okay, pharaoh, papyrus, sarcophagus, delta, Rosetta Stone, those are some words that we've already studied. Okay, sphinx, mummy, pyramid, tomb. Wow, we've already gotten through a lot of these words already. There's a worksheet, a matching worksheet, and there's a Quizlet, okay, with flashcards there. So where are you at? Can you describe hieroglyphics? and how they were discovered, what the system of writing in ancient Egypt was. Where are you at? How many stars would you give yourself? Tomorrow, we're going to look at life in ancient Egypt. And then Friday, there's no new assignment. Get yourself caught up on anything. All right. Call me or email me if you have any questions. I will be back in class tomorrow. Okay, so complete today's lesson, the reading and the questions, and take the quiz. And what is this? Do you have any suggestions for what this might be? Any caption? Very interesting. Okay, have a great day, everybody, and be your best, do your best. This is your education.